sorry I couldn't show you guys the full egg mac. I'm going to start making my way back across the country at some point. Still in Nova Scotia for another week-ish. And I will let people know, pardon me, I am really trying to coordinate something, whether it's like a meetup at a provincial campground here or something like that. So stay tuned on social media, on either Facebook or Instagram. I'll put the links there so that you know where to find me. But thank you guys so much, and see you in the next adventure. And there are more to come. As I said, I'm taking on life. I've got me and life. I have a thing going on here, and I'm coming for life. Cheers, everybody.
You want to know my favorite trick? Just pour it, mix it, and hack it. For cafe quality iced espresso, just the way you like it. New Nescafe Espresso Concentrate.
Welcome to Camping with Steve. As you can see, it's the perfect day to go camping. And today I'm going to set up a tent inside of a larger tent and try to heat it with candles. So that's what it's all about today. There's still probably a couple inches of snow. It's older, hard, more compact snow. I skimmed off the layer on the top because that's all I can do, really. I'm not Chuck Norris. I'm not going to get this down to the gravel. So when I set up the tent on top of this, we'll just have to keep the boots on, I guess, in there. That'll be all right. Brought some firewood from the firewood pile. So close. Oh yeah, feels warmer in there already. Well, inside of here, I got a small 2-person dome tent I'm going to try to set up for an extra layer of insulation. And we'll see what that does in here. A nice still wind, so this thing shouldn't blow off on us. We'll see. I've never set this thing up before, and I'm really hoping it goes together inside of this. Otherwise, I'll have to pull the big tent off and put it back over top. From what I see, this is what a two-person tent is supposedly should do. This is where we could get into issues. Left and right. It's actually somehow long enough. Two simple tent poles inside of this for another tent. That's all right. Hell. It's definitely light. Perfect. Interesting feature with this tent. I'll get into the details later, but look at how the poles go together. The middle part's on the inside so it doesn't snag when you slide it through. Brilliant. It only took us until 20 to 21 to figure this out. Perfect. Double door on this thing. Could be worse. Oh. The fly is heavier than the tent. Good quality. I'm not stressing too much about putting the other hole in the fly here because it's just another layer of insulation, really. It's a cool tent. I had to pick it up because I don't really have one that was small enough to put inside this one. So I had to go grab this little guy. Canadian Tire, of course. They didn't give it to me for free. But it is, looks like really decent tent so far. It would be perfect for like a canoe or a kayak trip or something. It's a little heavy for backpacking, but if you had a few people with you all sharing the gear, it could be quite possible. So, haul a little more stuff in here, and then this will be the outer shell of an insulated tent, the inner shell of another tent, and I'm going to put some candles in here in the main tent. I'm not going to put them in this little fire trap here because that's just asking for it. You can get little holders that will hold them like lanterns or put them in clay pots to prevent them tipping over. But I think the safest and smartest thing to do is just to put them right in the snow because that's not going to catch on fire, I hope. All the good parts are done and not a moment too soon because we're losing our sunlight power. And that should certainly qualify me for a little bit of vitamin beer here. Step 2 to help replenish my electrolytes out here. And we do have a remote control temperature sensor thermometer. So I'm going to have one taking the inside temperature and the outside temperature. We'll put that far away from the fire and vehicles so we get an accurate outside reading. We're going to see what we can do with just tea lights. I have a carbon monoxide alarm because if you see a yellow flame, it is giving off carbon monoxide. Maybe not that much for each candle, but it's still putting it out there. And we're looking at like 70 to 80 BTUs per candle flame. So in order to actually do the equivalent of a buddy heater, you'd need like hundreds of them in there. So buddy heater is about 18,000 BTU. So the math there, the whole thing would burn down to the ground in about a second. Anyhow, gonna ration my candles because they last for about 4 hours each under laboratory conditions, which we don't have here. And I'm really relying on just the sleeping bag to get me through the night. Anyway, should be down to minus 20 Celsius. Hopefully a lot warmer than that in the tents. In here in the tent, and the tent inside the tent, first things first, my carbon monoxide alarm. These little guys will save your bacon if there's a silent but deadly gas in the area. And here's my thermometer. Now, the top number there is the outdoor temperature, minus 16 Celsius. The bottom one says 0. And the bottom one's what's happening inside this.
Gatorade Zero powders. All the electrolytes of Gatorade with 0 sugar. Is it in you?
I want to build something undeniable, something iconic.
Anyone who's ever accomplished anything iconic in life has had to do some questionable.
Molly loves her Dental Life dog treats. They help clean teeth and freshen breath.
This tent. It's designed for in a house, so I think it stops at 0 because there's no heat going in here, and this is clearly not 0 degrees in here. So I don't think it actually starts registering until it gets to 0 degrees. So, tea light time. Now I'm going to start with just a few of them in here to see if we can get some decent temperature rise in this thing versus what's happening outside. Well, I think I'll start with 5. That sounds reasonable because I know there's 70 to 80 BTU per candle. I'll get 5 of these on here. It's a very modest heat source, but it is a triple wall insulated ice fishing hut, so that's okay. I did have ambitious plans to try and cook on these things tonight too. However, they don't give off a lot of heat. You're going to have to be using basically pre-cooked stuff that you're kind of warming up in a pot. But it can be done. I wouldn't be boiling water to make noodles or anything. 3, 4. And I'm going to end up putting as many of these as necessary in here in order to get this to at least register on the indoor portion of the thermometer. And 0 degrees Celsius. I don't want my body heat to affect the thermometer. So, I'm going to, where should I put this? Oh, right atop the tent. That's a reasonable location. Perfect. Right inside the tent. And there are ventilation holes. There's one right up there that's open, so there should be some air flowing through. However, let these things burn for a while, and we'll see what it does for the temperature. Yeah, it's still registering 0 degrees Celsius in here. Feels like it. That's for sure. I think it'll take more than 5 candles to work this miracle. So I'm gonna light up a whole bunch more. I'll go for, I don't know, 15 candles total, and we'll see what that can do in here. It's still very sleepable. I can easily sleep in here with the sleeping bag I've got. I'm not concerned about me being warm. It's not a problem at all. I just want to see if I can get the the bottom red line on this thermometer to show something other than 0 degrees at 32 Fahrenheit. This one doesn't even have a wick. Oh, one casualty, but I'll like the rest of these. We'll see what that will do for our interior temperature. I know with enough of these, this thing would be downright tropical. I think they're going to go. The reason I'm not using a can or anything to put these on is I figured the snow would be good enough, but they do melt into the snow. And I've never tried this before, so this is all trial and error. We'll see what happens here. And if this will start to register a temperature inside here above freezing. Oh, better. Nice and warm out here. I was staying warm by the fire for quite a while, and these candles have actually burned through the snow here, so they need something to stop from doing this. Oh boy, this one's way down there. So I'm going to put them on these plates to stop them from melting through the snow. Paper plates, I know. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? But I'll get a bunch in here. It should warm me up quite nicely. And then we will get back out to the fire and continue cooking dinner. Time to eat. Usually I have a camping pan, but today I had to bring my home skillet. So start frying up some sausage. Johnsonville.
Some sausage. Hey, Stinkrat's here.